So here, just welcome everybody to Comedy on Tap. I'm your host, Mark Monto, here for another hilarious show. We have our guest today is a young man who's fairly new to comedy, but we'll get to it in a minute. He's very funny. Before we do, though, I'll remind you that you can watch Comedy on Tap throughout the country, and also you can catch it on the web at allpointstv.com. Check us out. We're there, and give us as many hits as you can on the web, because the higher ups at All Points TV, they kind of monitor it and they kind of gauge. They forget about the awards we won. They kind of gauge the views. So we'll just have to keep watching it like over and over and over, the same show over and over and over, and tell them I did. Today's guest, funny young man. Very, very. We'll talk to him. No, he's very funny, and it's weird. But let's start off by welcoming him to the show. As you see his name, probably can talk about it than I can. His name is Bart Dangus. Bart, welcome to Comedy on Tap.
What's up, man?
What's up, man? First time I've ever been welcomed. What's up, man?
Hello, sir.
No, that's worse. Believe me, that's worse. You don't want to be gold, sir. Bart, so you've done a number of my shows already. You've done 3-4 different venues, my shows. You've killed them every time. You've got. Tell me a little bit about Bart.
Well, I mean, you have a good setup, though. Like a good thing where you do good rooms.
Right.
Like I feel like that's so important.
That's interesting. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. What makes it good for you?
I mean, it needs to be a small room.
Right.
And the ones that I've done with you, they're small, either bar areas or that like weird back room in that.
Right.
Where is that?
Yeah, the Clio.
Yeah, Clio. I mean, that was fucking great.
Yeah.
Just because it's like everyone's packed in there, and that's where I feel like comedy.
And I make you feel welcome, and I make you feel good and comfortable and stuff. And you were certainly hard to persuade to be comfortable because you're very funny. How long have you been doing comedy?
A bit, around 2 years, I think. Yeah. I don't know.
Something like that. Well, it's fairly new yet, it's not, I mean, it's still quite a bit. You're from the Detroit area?
No.
I
I live in Detroit. I've been here for like 5 months, and before that, I lived in Arizona. So that's where I'm originally from.
Did not see, there you go. If we would have talked about this before the show, I would have been like right now, this is real surprise. I don't even think you've told me that at any of my shows before. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Why Michigan, Bart?
Yeah, I fucking always get this question, but so I lived in Arizona, lived there all my life, and I don't know, I worked an office job, and I wanted to not do that, because that's fucking...
So you came to Michigan for an office job?
Well, but not even that, I quit that, I started working remotely, and then I traveled the US for a year, and we came here to just visit a friend, and liked it. And stayed. Now we're fucking here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You say we. Are you married?
No. A girlfriend.
A girlfriend.
Yeah. But she was down,
with you the whole time?
Down to do that with
awesome.
Me. And, yeah.
Well, awesome.
So we lived in a trailer, and I did stand up in every place that I went, which was I think it was really good.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
That's a great. I see the making of the Bart Dangus movie here.
Yeah.
So you were on the road doing comedy when you started doing comedy? That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I started in Arizona, but I didn't do very much in Arizona.
Right.
But once I hit the road, just doing it everywhere that I could. And it was interesting seeing all the different spots and trying, and it was nice because...
How did you find out about them?
To just Googling and just constantly looking, trying to find shit or ask people,
Right. It was nice. You were saying it was nice because why?
Because I felt I don't know, now that I'm here doing comedy a lot,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like sometimes it can feel a little stale just because I don't want to try and tell the same exact jokes for that same group of comedians that I know,
Right.
But it was also different. I mean, trying different jokes and see what works in different areas.
That's interesting.
If I don't, Portland, I thought would be really like PC, you know, but I said faggot in one of my jokes and they fucking loved it.
Really?
It was like,
yeah,
woo-hoo, yeah. But I mean, it was also cool. Like, I got to do a spot at like the Comedy Store and Ice House, which are like
big, huge,
like the Mecca, I guess.
Was this all part of your route to Michigan, or
no? We did a stupid route. We went like through the middle of the country, Detroit, like down the east side through Texas, and then like back to Arizona, and then up the West Coast, and then the top.
You did that on purpose, though, right?
No, I mean, we didn't really have a plan. It was just like, we're gonna see the country.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people get that chance to do that.
Yeah, it was fucking hard, but I mean,
that's the way to do it.
Made it work.
And you were in the trailer.
Yeah, we had a 20-foot trailer.
Perfect.
Yeah, but like driving down, like when we were in Philly, trying to drive that downtown, like in a city that was made before cars.
Right.
I almost like drove down like a street where I would not be able to. I just live there now.
This is my road. It has to be, because you're not going anywhere else.
I don't know.
That's a good story. So then you finally got settled in Michigan.
Yeah.
And excuse me. And since you've been here, you have been hitting a lot of spots.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just trying to hit everything, and I love that. Like, I can drive an hour, and there's like a whole nother thing in Flint, and then Lansing is fun too. And then like I've driven to Traverse City, but it's also like a good way to see the state too.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But it's also like I drove to Traverse City, and I'm like, oh yeah, like it's like a couple hours. It was like fucking 4 or 5 hours from Detroit.
Right.
And I was like, ah, shit.
So that surprised you.
Yeah, and I did that in like one night.
Wow.
Like back and forth. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Wow.
But
so you're not only getting to know the rooms and the people, you're getting to know the distances.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't know. I like driving.
Well, and you've done my rooms, and we've talked about this, but I mean, and you're very funny. You're dry. Your comedy. What type of comedy do you say that you have?
I don't know. That's fucking hard.
You're not a one-liner, and you're not a storyteller. But you talk about, what do you talk about? You talk about your family.
I mean, a little bit. Like I feel like everything draws from experience.
Right.
And I don't know. Like, I just try and say something funny that I don't know.
Right.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Like stupidity. I don't know.
Right.
Like I think about the type of comedy that I like, and the type of jokes that I want to hear. I describe as like I want it to be like someone pulled my pants down, but then hit me in the face with a pie. So it's like surprising.
Right.
Do you know? Like,
I do. I know exactly.
That's.
In fact, I've actually done that physically on stage. I pulled my pants down, hit myself with a and people ran out of the room. Don't do it. I've learned, but yeah. But I do like your comedy, and I really like the way and you're very comfortable on stage too. What do you attribute that to? The drinking beforehand? No.
I mean, partly, like, to begin with, yeah.
Helps settle you in.
I don't know. I mean, like, I played in bands a lot, so I think that probably helps a little bit.
You look like a rocker.
Thanks. I mean, cool. But I don't know, like, just getting up there and trying to, like, just be real and comfortable, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what's gonna fucking happen? Like, I'm gonna stutter, or like what's the worst that could happen, you know?
Right.
Like, nobody likes my jokes?
Right. Big deal.
Oh, no.
I get that all the time. It's not a big deal. No one cares.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's fun.
Right.
It's fun. That's like I want to have some fun. That's why I do this.
You've talked about your road trips and stuff like that. What would you do? You have any like behind the scenes stories that you have for you? Maybe on stage. How about on stage? Anything ridiculous ever happened to you on stage, or?
I mean, I think the worst show, but in like the best way that I've had is I had like an off-duty patrol officer threaten me. Like
During the show?
During a show, yeah. And I got it recorded, but I don't know, that was fun.
It sounds fun.
I mean, he was heckling, and it's like I had to fucking shut him down, you know? And it was fun, and like I talked to him after, and I was like, dude, you know I had to like do that. Like,
Did you know he was a cop when he was doing it?
Somebody had told me like earlier, they're like, oh, that dude's like a cop. And so, you know, I brought it up. I'm like, aren't you a fucking, you know, cop? And like talking about like DUIs, and because he was fucking blasted.
Right.
And he's drinking.
Right.
And in Arizona, like DUI is like
bad.
Yeah, you go to Tent City, you live outside, like. Yeah.
So he was really towing the line. So you had to shut him down. He was heckling you?
Yeah.
That's weird.
But yeah, I don't know. I talked to him after, and I was like, yeah, dude, I had to do that. And he's like, yeah, it's cool. Like, I get it. Like,
yeah.
But. And it's funny because, like, I'd gone back to Arizona, like, a year later. Mm-hmm. And that fucking same dude showed up again. And I was like, oh.
Really?
I mean, he didn't heckle me, but I was like, what's up, dude? Like, he's like, oh, I remember.
You have a following.
Yeah.
You have a following.
One off-duty cop.
Who likes to get smashed. Mm-hmm. What about this podcast you're talking to me about?
Yeah, so it's called Something Over the Hill. Mm-hmm. And basically...
It's an audio podcast?
Yeah. Uh-huh. So me and my girlfriend Abby started it when we were leaving, just to kind of document the trip, and we were just talking to like anybody, like creatives, artists, you know, comedians.
Wow.
And we just basically get drunk and talk for a few hours.
So you just people on the street is who you...
No. We like sit, like in California we did a couple with like some photographers that we knew, mm-hmm. or, you know, we kind of knew through the internet. Mm-hmm. And then, I don't know, like the biggest one we did was with this girl, Zoe, who's like a local Detroit girl that like really sex positive, writes about like sex and sells dildos. Right. But that was like one of our, like some of our biggest numbers, like, but yeah, just anybody that's doing something cool.
Well, that sounds like a fun thing to do. I mean, you know, it sounds exciting and fun, and you're ahead of it. You do it.
Yeah, and it's also like a good way, you know, to meet somebody that you like, or you like what they're doing, right? And have like a genuine conversation, as opposed to like seeing this person at a party and like, what's up? Yeah, cool. Me? Yeah, doing nothing. Right. But yeah, that was the best part.
What do you get? Now, does that stem from like the comedy that you do on stage? Where do you get? I asked you this a little bit earlier, but I mean the ideas for it. I asked about your type of comedy, but what do you? I mean, do you just sit down and think, or
like
is it
so I always like carry around like a little notebook and just jot down like stupid, like dumb things. Like I think about if somebody finds this. Mm-hmm. You know, I think I'm a fucking psychopath, you know, because these are just like inklings of whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a lot of little notes in there. That's kind of cute. Well,
and then I just write shit down, or like hash it out in like a bigger notebook.
Well, and I think that's what they say to do is, you know, if you're a comedian, you think about something funny, you put it down on.
It sucks too, because like I'll be laying down trying to sleep and I think of something, I'm like, fuck, I gotta.
So what do you do?
I fucking get up.
When you do a show, like all these shows you do you have what do you do to key up for your set? Do you have any like pre-show rituals, or do you do anything just to get you in the comedy mode? Besides the obvious,
I don't know. Not really.
Do you go over your set in your head, or are you already there?
Like, so I kind of have like a rough idea of what I'm gonna do. Right. And then, like, I sit and watch a show, and if there's anything that needs to be addressed or like weird, you know, right. I don't know. Like I try and connect with that first.
But you have to, of course.
Yeah. And then, I mean, like I just set up laugh tracks last night. Right. And it was all just riffing because it was. I got to a minute of material. You know?
So it's like crowd work stuff that you were doing?
Yeah, and I'm not like, hey, what do you do for a job? Like, I don't know. I mean, that was like a particularly weird show just because it's like a 100-seater room, and
Right.
there was 4 people. And it's just weird to me, like none of the comics addressed. It's like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Right.
Like, what? How did you guys get here?
Right.
And that, I don't know. Like, that was our best choice last night. Fucking go to this weird, like, even the crowd, like.
But that was on a Friday night.
Yeah, it's Friday night, like.
4 people showed up.
4 people.
Plus the comics, though. They're always.
And there were 6 comics.
And there were 6 comics.
Yeah.
So more than the other thing.
I don't know. It was fun, though. Like, I definitely learned, and I, like.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I had a good time.
Well, that's good. So where can we? Where are we catching Bart Dangus now? Now you say you laugh tracks last night, the Funny Spot in Flint. There's 6 venues I have, but where else? You're all over.
Yeah.
now.
I think like the next big one that I have is DCU, Detroit Comedy Underground, and that's downtown Detroit, and that's like on the the first Sunday of November.
Right.
No, second Sunday.
Right.
Something like that. I don't know. I'll be all around here, and then like when I go back to Arizona to see family, like I'll do shit there, and
Right.
California too.
Right.
But yeah.
So it's
yeah. I'm starting a show though. It's gonna be Monday nights downtown Corktown,
Right.
Detroit.
That you're starting in your room,
Fucking great room. It's at this bar called LJ's Sweetheart Bar.
Okay.
And it's like original bar, so it's like old. You walk in, it's like a hallway bar, and then you get to the back of the room or back of the bar,
Right.
and there's a hallway that goes back even farther,
Right.
and there's just this perfect sized room that I fucking stumbled into, and that's what we're gonna do.
Awesome.
Start in
That's
November,
great.
and it's gonna be called Prankus with Bart Dangus.
And is it going to be like an open mic type of thing, or the showcase?
Yeah, I'm kind of trying to make it like a hell gig.
Right.
Because I was in Toronto and I did this show. It was a heckler show, and that was fucking fun.
Right.
You know, because then I went up and I got heckled, and some of that shit was funny.
Right.
Funnier than what I had to say, and it was also funny watching like newer comedians go up, and then they get heckled, and then they take it like personally, and like seeing that like just them crushing on the inside. I mean, I feel bad about it, but it's like, dude, if you're gonna fucking do this, you need to like be able to be okay with being ripped apart. I think.
Right.
And I also think that's like I don't know, that's a good exercise for people in general.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, a comedian has to know how to take rejection and no laughs, and if you think you're going to get up there and just kill every time, you got another thing coming. So that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a real good point.
But yeah, so my show, heckling's going to be encouraged, and then I'm going to have like an extra spoof or gag per show.
Right.
So like some of my ideas are like, I don't know, for one show, I want to build the stage too big.
Right.
So when all the comics get up there, they have to hunch over, like.
Now you're a tall guy. How do you do you're like me?
Yeah.
I love the concept of the big stage thing, but so do you find yourself even on a normal stage with normal ceiling? Do you find yourself kind of hunching over and kind of adjusting your comedy for your height?
I mean, if it's a small room, like my buddy does a show in his basement. This dude Zach. Mm-hmm. Great show. Like it's like a fucking hangout for all the comics.
Right.
And I can't stand on the stage, even though it's just a pallet. Like I have to sit on the stool.
Really?
It's fine. Yeah.
Wow.
It's fun though.
And plug that again. What's the name of that show?
It's Zach's basement show. Please don't tell my landlord I'm doing this.
That's funny.
Like so.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of secret.
It's called what it is.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Bart, this has flown by.
Shit, that's 20 minutes.
That's been over 20 minutes, actually. What? I usually ask how people can get a hold of you and stuff, but you got a Facebook page?
Just seriously Google Bart Dangus. I'm the first thing that comes up.
There's not more than one of you out there?
Nope.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Or South podcast, SOTH
Okay.
.com,
Right.
something over the hill.
I noticed that some kind of an accent there when you said south.
Oh no, soft.
Soft.
SOTH.
Oh, SOTH,
Like
okay.
For
Like the yeah.
over the hill. Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, that makes sense. Well, it's been a pleasure having you here. You'll come back and do the show again.
Yeah.
I mean, you found it okay.
Yeah.
You had fun.
Yeah.
Bart Dangus, thanks so much.
Thanks, man.
Check him out, Bart Dangus.
Yeah.
All over the place. Very, very funny guy. You got to see his comedy too. He's amazing. All right, folks. That's all the time we have for today. This has been Mark Bonham for Comedy on Tap, and everybody have a very funny night. Good night, everyone. Bart.